Hi everybody, Spin here, and I'm doing a silo run on my main character because you all said that you'd like to see how I normally do a silo run outside of my no armor, no perk girl. So let's do this. So I do have a couple of really good weapons that I bring with me. I have the Enclave Plasma Flamer, and I have the Secret Service armor. So there's my flamer. It is anti-armor. And I have a really good Tesla rifle. And this is kind of what my build is geared for, is these two weapons. But I also have a Vampire's Handmade that I use quite a bit, and a flaming chainsaw that I'll use for friendly fire if I need to revive some health of people. But I'll just usually I run in and I'll go straight to the symptomatic. I'll check that table to see if there's one of those blue cards, but I'll go straight to the symptomatic first and then work my way back. And the last thing I do is probably the first thing you probably should do when you get into the silo. But you can do it any way you'd like. I do have a couple of legendary perks on that are extremely helpful. One is a sizzling style and the other is Master Infiltrator. So I found a card there. Those cards are everywhere. And then in every silo there's a weight room. So I'll pick up all these, excuse me, I'll pick up all these weights. And it gets a little heavy. So the other thing that I will bring into a silo is a scrap kit. And I'll scrap up, excuse me. When I get into an animation here, I will get a sip of coffee. There we go. Okay. Or like a gulp. Okay. Then I'll come over here and fabricate my ID. And running a silo the way I'm going to run it, I call it the Westek method because this is how MrWestek runs his silos. And that is one of the guide that I used to run my first silo. So I just continue on with that. So after you get your card fabricated and you get your silo set up and you get entry into the proper, I will cut through this room. And then just go into where the pipe area that gave my no armor, no perk girl so much trouble. And I'll probably just use my scrap kit here because somewhere between here and the storage area, an Assaultron usually kind of will take me out. So, but I'll run through, and there's a locked door here, and with Master Infiltrator I can go straight through. And then there is a locked computer here, but with Master Infiltrator I'm able to get into that and open the door. And you completely skip the pipe area doing that. And once I'm past the pipe area, I can get rid of my rads, full health up again, and I am going to use Nuke grenades here. one grenade will do a world of good getting these mainframe taken care of. Look there, that one grenade took out almost everything. So, oops. Couple of turrets. And then I'll use another couple grenades in here too. Boom. See, I did one. Let's do one more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay. Oh. Usually it's the one in the hallway that gets me, not that one. But I've got the bulkhead doors open, so it's not bad to like run back. So I'll run back, and I will link MrWestek's video in the description, because like I said, that's who gave me my confidence to actually do my first silo run, and it was amazing doing it for the first time. And I did it solo for the first time. And since then I do a lot of them now, so I can collect this ammo from my Enclave Plasma Flamer and go to events or trigger events. But yeah, I do a lot of these. I'll probably run 3 a day in my sessions if I'm not working. If I'm working, I'll do 1. So I do run these quite a bit. Here we go. But yeah, I'll link that video, the video I watched, in the description. And the first time that I did the silo, I did it completely in power armor because and it took a while. My first run took a while. It took about 40 minutes and quite a few deaths to get through it. But now I can get through it with just the one. Possibly 2 if I'm not paying attention. So there's that. There's a lot of times where I don't pay attention to my health. I'm really bad at that, and I also don't pay attention to see if I'm well fed or water until it says I'm over encumbered. And I'll switch these out. So one thing I did do is I picked up all of the destroyed mainframes, but I also picked up 15 pristine ones in here, one run. So now I just have a cycle of mainframes that I use. So I'm putting in my ones that I fixed, I'm taking out the other ones, and those I'll just carry with me, and I'll fix those back at my camp later, and I'll have a whole set ready to go when I get to this point. So I do carry, or I do keep the 15 mainframes on me at all times. So once I got that cycle down, I don't have to bother with like walking over to that room to fix them. I can just go through. And there's a lot of stuff you can loot and pick up here, and I will do another really slow walkthrough and do it in multiple video parts. That gives you a really good look at the silo. I thought that would be a fun video to do. So There's some technical data around here. I always pick that up because that is experience points. That's XP when you turn that in with the Brotherhood of Steel. So I always grab those. I look for those starting in this room. I don't look a lot through the silo, but starting in this room because you spend a lot of time in this one. This is where I spend a lot of my silo run. Because once you start this, then the robots have to get you prepped. Where are you at? There you are. The robots have to get the launch prepped, and you have to protect them because this is an unsanctioned launch. So I spend a lot of time, and so this is the part that I really fully loot. I will loot here, other than the lead I pick up at the beginning, because you know lead is such a useful item for making ammo. Lead, I'm usually pretty decent on lead. It's copper that I always look for. But yeah, like I said, you spend most of your silo run, if you do this Westek method, you spend most of your silo run in this room because you can just breeze through the rest of it. And while you're here, this is a good place to look for your technical data. There's a couple of ammo boxes around that you can loot and grab some extra ammo. Yeah. So, and I usually too, when I leave the silo, I run out of it. I don't fast travel. I will take the elevator out because it puts you out near where the rocket launches, and I like to see it launch. So that's about the only reason, other than I just think it's fun to like, okay, I've launched a nuke, now I need to get out of here. Excuse me. Another sip of coffee there, or gulp. Okay, so I can let my robots do their thing and then protect them. And I've been in this silo part in the run where there is a lot of security robots that get... Oh, you need help, buddy. Let's see. Where is my... There it is. So if I have the friendly fire perk on, I can help him out. Because he is still like hanging on. What a trooper. And then so the friendly fire perk give him more health and he can keep doing his job. And I don't have to replace him. But if he does completely go down, you can replace him. And if you've watched my girl go through the silo with no armor and no perks, then you know exactly where to replace all of these robots from. Oh. But I'll take a look at these guys. Health is good. We're all good. So now it's just waiting for them to do their job and complete the silo run. And then after this, I'll put in the key card, the code, choose my spot to nuke. I think I'm just going to do it's what I call nuke o'clock, where I'll do Scorch Beast Queen, Mole Miner Titan, and then Earl. Like I'll run 3 today, and those are the 3 I'll do. So I'll be like, oh, it's time for nuke o'clock. I'll start. And then sometimes I switch it up because I like all 3 of those events. Earl is my favorite. But I always like to do all 3 when I have the time. And I do call it nuke o'clock. But we'll get these guys protected, and we'll go do Scorch Beast Queen, and so the we can all get some extras, extra XP. This part is the waiting game. Always gives me time to take more sips of coffee to to get all caffeinated for the event, whichever event is going on, or if I'm on resource runs, then you know it's Morgantown for those high radiation fluids, or it's that area below Foundation for cobalt. So different places. So I'm going to enter the code here, and by the time this gets uploaded, this code will have expired probably, because my work schedule right now is really crazy. So so this is probably not the current code. And I am going to trigger the Scorch Beast Queen, but I'm also going to overlap it. I'll show you the way I like to do this to increase chances of getting those high radiation fluids, is to make sure the center is right on top of that fissure site. And I've done this so many times. I've got I've almost got it down to a science of where to place my tent when I get there, and collect some toxic goo, which gives you adhesive. So I get, you know, a little bit of extra stuff from there, but I run out. Oh, invisible wall. So yeah, I run out of the silo. I like it. It's exciting. It's like it's kind of a rush. And when you pop out, you turn around, and if you go to this little rock formation here, you'll get to see the launch. There it is. It's awesome. I always love seeing the rocket launch. I think that comes from my childhood when we were growing up. We used to watch all the launches from Florida, all the NASA launches. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome. So I'll travel to this fissure site, run over here, collect my toxic goo, throw down my tent, and I should be right outside of the irradiated area, or the soon-to-be radiated area. I'll stash up, make sure I've got ammo, make sure I've got my power armor, because I did just nuke the entire zone. So you will need some protection here. And there's the toxic goo. Yeah, it gives you quite a bit of adhesive, so you can actually go through and farm these guys if it's not nuked. If it is nuked, it gives you a nuked flora. So we'll just go ahead and get in my power armor here. I got a new skin for it recently, so hey. And then now it's the waiting game. But I always like to throw my tent down here. It gives other people a place to travel to wait. And when the nuke drops, I will just take off running and get to the event as quickly as I can. But I always like to try to stash up. But the tent's also a good place for people who don't have Fallout First. They can travel here also. And here we go. Sometimes I'll put my mobile camp there instead of my survival tent. But it's it's Nuke o'clock, and the first event started. I got 2 more to do. So until then, see you around the wasteland. Thanks for watching, guys.